Hey everyone, it's Chook. Welcome back to season 4 of TITT Talks. And when I say it's Chook, it's all of us. So
hey, we're here too.
It's not just me. It's not just the Chook show. How egocentric of me. Again, welcome to season 4 of TITT Talks. It's glad to be back in the saddle and talking and speaking and commiserating and celebrating with you girls. Now in our 4th season, we've done a lot. We've learned a lot. We met a ton of wonderful people who inspire us to keep going, keep talking, and keep sharing our stories. And in reviewing all of your feedback, all of the data, it's clear that one of our first episodes, LBKs, aka Lady Boner Killers, was a favorite. So we're bringing it back. And God knows we have so much to talk about.
4 BFFs who grew from friends to fierce boss moms.
Join us as we shoot from the TITT as Asian American Pacific Islander women,
discovering modern hacks for both surviving and thriving in this ever-changing mama world.
Not quite TED Talks, but TITT Talks with your favorite girlfriends.
What better way to bond than commiserate about all the things we hate? Just kidding. But it is nice to express frustrations and know that other people can relate. In fact, it's therapeutic. So I want everyone out there to consider this episode therapy or self-improvement if you find that you, in fact, are guilty of committing these LBKs. Also, to end on a positive note and to balance out our constructive criticism, we are going to discuss some LBMs, which are lady boner makers. And while LBKs drive us crazy, we recognize that there are some actions that should not go unnoticed and that should be praised. And while maybe not all the time, sometimes our partners can be LBMs, right?
Sounds
it's
nice.
A noun and a verb. So we all were just on a trip this past weekend, and there's nothing quite like going on a trip with your significant others and your kids to just like renew and reaffirm what your LBKs are, right? This I think will resonate with most of you, but it's the lack of appreciation that makes me rage and kills my lady boner, right? Oh my gosh. Like, first of all, us being who we are, right? We always take on the mental load. We always take on that responsibility. Like, we would never go on a trip and just be like, oh, what are we doing? Well, we don't have that luxury. I would love to have that luxury. I mean, but unfortunately, we don't. So the natural path of the natural occurrence is for me to think about our upcoming trip, to execute a plan after much thinking and researching and, asking personal friends about their experiences. It's a lot of work. And the worst thing is when we have this plan, we're on the trip, and then someone who shall not be named will be like, well, why are we doing that? Well, why is that the plan? Oh, well, what about this? Like the guy who put no time into the trip can't just say thank you. So I also want to title it this: lack of appreciation. Just fucking say thank you when I take time to plan your life for you instead of complaining about like the first thing that comes to your mind when your trip isn't perfect. And I have a very real recollection of 2013 when I went to Thailand with Glenn. This was like one of our first trips together. It's going to a foreign country, especially Thailand, that takes a lot of work, a lot of planning. And I still remember, like, he would ask me all these questions. Well, can we go here? Can we go here? Can we go here? No, because to go there, you have to take a flight, you have to take a train, you put in many hours of travel. And there was one straw that broke the camel's back. I still remember this. Have I told you guys about this?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. So we were like already deep in the trip. It was a 2-week trip. We were like in week 1. And Glenn saw that someone got a tattoo, like one of those tattoos you go into the mountains and then they hammer with the nail, like one of those Angelina Jolie tattoos, which are very pretty, very cool looking. I would love to have one, but Mrs. Chukia would kill me. I mean, I don't, not that I even know what they really mean. So, something nice, I'm sure. But at some point, Glenn just says, "Oh, can we do this? Can I go get a tattoo?" And he doesn't, like, we're at the freaking beach, and like, to get this tattoo, there's no thinking. You have to go up all the way in the mountains, take a flight, take a donkey, not a donkey, but I don't know. You can't just like go and get a tattoo. And on top of that, you probably have to make an appointment with the monk or the monk who hammers it into your back. And there's probably some like health prep too. Like there are precautions. Anyway, I just I lost it on him. I said, "No, are you effing kidding me?" And then he got mad at me for my reaction because he thought I was being too harsh. But that was all the culmination of, I think, for his lack of appreciation, his questioning my planning, his criticism of my perfect planning, and it exploded. So I don't know. Do you girls feel like you have any similar experiences?
First of all, I would say you guys need to know, Shook, for this family trip, she planned time for drinking wine. So it wasn't all go here, go there. There was lots of time of relaxing, fun stuff. So don't type to not build in that type of stuff. And that is why Glenn might complain.
You know, when I plan our Vegas trips, there's always like planned downtime, right? We're going to leave the pool party at 2:30 so we can get home by 3.
I just want listeners to know that you're very gracious with your planning time.
Thank you.
Yes. And then also, I particularly remember July 4th celebrations that he didn't want to go to the amazing cul-de-sac where we had so much fun. He was like, "Why can't we just stay here?" So maybe his plans are just not the best.
It's just obviously like not thought through, right? They don't think about these things, and they ask these questions that like, "Oh, never mind all the planning," because they don't think like about how much planning goes into it. They just think that their life is perfect. They go through life and it's like, "Oh, food, where did this come from? Oh, a nice place to stay. Oh, it fell out of the sky." No.
Oh, yeah. I think like for Dave, I think he's an eternal optimist. So it's not so much that he's not a planner. He'll just be like, "Oh, yeah, that'll work out. If I want to go get a tattoo by a monk, like, yeah, I'll just go there and it'll work out." And that's frustrating because life is not like that, to your point.
Yes.
It's the privilege that guys live with, because sometimes their lives truly are like that.
Oh, because somebody else has been doing shit for them all their lives.
Exactly. And to piggyback off of that, it's a little worse when your guy is the baby of his family. Because we were supposed to stay with sister, and he was supposed to ask her like months ago, "You guys, this trip has been planned for months." And 2 weeks, leading up to the trip, I remind. And then, my reminders get shorter and shorter until it's like Tuesday, I'm going on a work trip and I'm like, "Okay, you need to ask her tomorrow." And he texts himself a reminder. He copies me on it. I'm like, "Okay, you got this." I come home Thursday night and we're supposed to stay there Friday night. And it's 11 o'clock p.m. and he still hasn't asked his sister.
What? Oh, that's another level. Why?
I'm like, "I'm an extension of you. This is rude. Like, I would never do this to my family member."
Yeah.
It's such an exercise in patience, right? Because you don't want to tell them, like, they got this. He's got this. Like, don't ask him if he did it already. Don't ask him.
They say you don't give them, excuse me, the opportunity. That's what they say, but then you do. And
I'd be like, "Look at my Gmail calendar. I gave you the opportunity. I specifically told myself not to ask you."
You would do that.
I'm gonna add one more instance of this like lack of appreciation, which I feel like can materialize. Is if any of you, until you're sort of going through this, but not really.
I have a lot to add for lack of appreciation.
I feel so adult saying this, and I'm so proud of myself. But like doing a remodel with your significant other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that's just like that is just a trap for him, just saying all the wrong things and that he shouldn't be saying.
Oh no.
You spend so much time choosing a great backsplash, right? Or a great paint shade. And then you present them. You've done all that work. You present them with the 3 best choices. I don't like any of these. Ooh. Can we look at more?
Get the fuck out of here.
Choose this.
But in the beginning, did they want to choose with you?
No. They say,
don't
I
get a
trust your
choice.
judgment. You choose. You just choose, and then you let me know what the best choices are. Mm-hmm. That's rage.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the whole lack of appreciation thing, like you guys were just on this trip with us, right? Like every morning. How long did it take my husband to get ready in the morning? Every morning, right? And then
I have a new appreciation for you. Like I always had this appreciation for you, but like going through it for probably like the 20th time with you, like on the 3rd morning was like,
I didn't even tell you guys this. I
love you, Dave.
like the first day, maybe it was Saturday morning. I went into the room. I was telling you that I was meditating, but I was really just crying on the bathroom toilet because it's been so terrible, like in terms of like just so much like just the kids have been home or going through a pandemic, whatever, like, and I just cried because I was like, I have had it. For context, it takes them about an hour to 2 hours to get ready every morning. And then guess who has to take care of every single thing else? Like the morning that we left for the trip, I'm like, we're leaving at 9. So he literally takes until 9:15 to get ready. And then who loads the car? Like me, the person that's going to physical therapy for back problems loads the car. And then on top of that, after it's loaded, every single time he fucking has to rearrange the luggage. Like I didn't do it well enough. And I'm just like, what the fuck? But hey, I'm not saying I don't love him. I love him, right? He's my husband. But I would appreciate.
We all love these
some
jackasses.
regard. Yeah, but I would appreciate some regard for the fact that, like, when you're taking care of yourself, that means that I can't take care of myself. And that means I'm taking care of the entire rest of the family. Thank you very much. And where's my fucking thank you? Like, it's just, it's beyond me.
I have to give you extra props because he also took quite a bit of time at dinner time as well to get ready. And so you're amazing.
All the time. It's like our water bill is probably so high because of him. Like, it's not me. I can get ready in like 30 minutes, like at a max. Yeah. That's
I think guys in the bathroom too is just like a whole nother episode.
It's a black fucking hole. Why? Like, why? What's happening in there?
Do you think that he's combining bathroom time, which is like getting ready, but also combining it with like poop time?
No, he is.
Because
I
the
still
poop time, that 1 hour
it still
poop,
doesn't compute to me how I can take 2 hours.
We should ask the doctor about this because I definitely don't think they're pooping that long, or they have issues like bowel movements.
The only time I would
sitting there. They're sitting
suggest
there.
invading his privacy, putting a camera in there, finding out what exactly is
What
going
is
on.
it that you do for 45 minutes? I know.
You need to do this. One of you
Not
guys.
respecting your wife's time. That's what's happening.
Yeah, he has to like book in the time if he wants to take 2 hours. He has to get up earlier or something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if you're going to do that, then please pre-plan, right? Like, don't leave everything else on one person's shoulder. Like, that's not fair. Like, I don't know. It just irritates the crap out of me because, we have 2 kids and they're needy little Fs. Like, I also love them. But for context, they've been home for 18 months, everyone. So, like, I need to be able to miss them again and I'm going to be in a good place. Like, I'll be great.
She's gonna be like Kilo on iced tea with all that caffeine.
Yeah, exactly. But we survived a pandemic with our spouses, and even more LBKs, I'm sure, came to the surface, or at least they probably magnified from what they initially were when we first started recording. But yeah, I'm at the edge of just my sanity.
Yeah. Well,
What about
you're
you
doing
guys?
great, Tilo.
I'm
You
drinking
are.
wine.
Round of
Drinking
applause
wine.
for
You
Tilo.
seem sane enough to me.
Thank you.
Hey, and you make some bomb ass bacon. Wow. I have forgotten your culinary skills.
You guys will
really
come over and we'll have dinner soon.
Yeah, or breakfast
Anything.
with the bacon.
Yeah.
Okay, another LBK that makes me rage is the freaking lack of follow through. And I know you all know what this feels like, right? And this is like exemplified by the dirty dish that's not in the sink. It's next to the sink. It just couldn't make it in the sink for whatever reason. Or like I deal with this all the time. The dirty clothes next to the hamper, but not in the hamper. So we have a hamper that it opens from the top. It's like a lid. Glenn will put clothes on top of it. So not only is it just next to it, it's obstructing my access to insert my dirty clothes the proper way. That just makes me rage. I can't just if you're gonna do something, do it all the way to the end.
I align with you.
Yeah.
I have many examples, but I want to hear from Isa and Teacher.
I know, we can go on and on.
I think it's just
you complaining. What?
I think it's Teacher's turn to share, but you know,
Michael's an angel, apparently. Huh?
He is.
Well, no, but like I also suffer from lack of follow through. Like I have, and now that you're going through this, I'm like making a mental list. Like, oh shit, I keep putting my dirty dishes on the side of the sink. Oh no, my sock also did not make it into the hamper this morning. And sometimes when the hamper's not there, I should not put my clothes there as if it were there. Invisible hamper.
Maybe that's why we're quiet, Teacher, because we're like, oh,
Is this really about me, guys? Like, am I the one that needs to, like,
This is a whole farce to get you to be better and follow through.
Like I said, this episode is also for self-improvement.
yes,
Please
it
put
is.
your socks in the hamper.
And make sure that there's a hamper there. Most of all,
I'm so curious though, if that is you, then
Mhm.
what would irk you then? What would be your LBK? Like, what's the opposite of that? Like somebody not being chill then? Like, because that would be Dave's. Dave's would be like, why can't you just relax? Like, why is this so serious? Like, so like, what is yours?
It's more so like if you need to do all these things, like sometimes he needs to like obviously he can do all these household things, which I so appreciate and I tell him all the time, but he doesn't have to do it all the time, especially if he has like a busy work day or if he has like some other stress in his life. Like, it's okay. Like, let the laundry just sit for a while. Let the dishes just pile up for a little bit. Like, I'll get to it eventually. It's not that I don't want to do it, but I'll get to it eventually. But no, it's very much like, oh my God, like my next meeting starts in 2 minutes. I got to run and do the load now. I have to go and clean the kitty litter box. I have to do it now. And I feel like he's just like shoving me out of the way to get this tornado of things done. And I'm like, I'm just trying to relax and feed the baby. Like, why create this in the house? And so like, and the tension is maybe because he's like so much bigger than me, but it's like the tension just like emanates throughout the room. And it's like, now the whole house is tense. My parents come over and they're like whispering. They're like, oh no, Michael's in a bad mood. And then they're like tippy-toeing around the house too. Or it's like if someone rings the doorbell, you know, and like, it's just like, it's a lot of tension and we're all just feeling it. So that's probably my LBK. Like, oh my God, just, chill out a little bit. Like,
It is
help you.
And that's what Glenn would say to me too.
Wow.
Maybe Dave would say that to Tilo.
It's true. No, and I take that feedback on board. Like,
Yeah.
I've been working on that because I'm like, I think in some ways I'm very similar to Mike, but I think like what I've been trying to be like is like, at the end of the day, like, is this shit gonna matter in 5 years? And if it's not, stop being a crazy bee. Like, so like that's been my mantra, to try and chill out. So I totally get that, and I appreciate that feedback because
I feel like I'm the worst offender because I like 5 years, maybe 4 years ago, and kind of upon me getting pregnant, starting to let go of doing things like the laundry because I was just so sick and tired of doing it. Cleaning the bathroom. Oh my God, I cleaned bath. Jake and I have been together for 20 years, guys. So I've probably cleaned the bathroom for like 16 years. Like toilets. Like he never had to clean a toilet or something. Yes. I was like, not doing that anymore. The dishes came after that. It was like a gradual progression of like, I'm not going to do this shit anymore. And so now we're a couple years in and I'm the worst because I'm like, don't want to do it, but I also kind of want to control the way you do it. don't leave that dish sponge in the sink all wet. Like, put it on.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
That's like, I have to throw it away and we have to buy more. So now he just buys packs of dish sponges because we got to throw them away. It's like he won't alter his behavior. Or like,
oh, that's wasteful.
Come on. Sometimes my white stuff comes out dingy and I'm like, oh, ruined my new white t-shirt that I just bought, but like, also, how can I complain because I'm not doing it? But also, I don't want to get in the rut of doing everything.
I commend you for even having that arrangement because I've been trying to figure out how to get somebody else to fucking do the laundry for years. So, so that's amazing, though. That's ultra feminist.
You also did it for 16 years. So,
yes.
Hi. A doggy came to visit us.
This door, speaking of the remodel, for some reason, it doesn't close. Okay, she's like, I get it.
Like too much feminine energy in here.
Even if you lock it, you can just bust it open. So I have to get a door stop. But like these dogs are really strong. Augie just busts through all the time when I have like a work meeting. So
I can totally see that.
That's real life.
It is real life.
Also, I hear Glenn yelling at Kai right now, so that's cool. Should we move on to an LBM?
Okay, let me steel myself for this. I gotta think of one.
Part 3's around the corner. I think there's nothing sexier. I mean, it touches upon what we just discussed. Nothing sexier, nothing better than planning ahead. Because the few times Glenn has really struck me with it, I was just like, this is the best thing ever in the world. You're so hot. Do you guys ever get pleasantly surprised by your man?
Yeah. Today, I was like, I almost like fainted in shock. Dave built our dining table.
You do it all by yourself.
For 15 years, I have been relegated the furniture builder of this relationship. And when the kids' furniture came, I was like, no, I have back problems. F this, we're hiring a task rabbit. So that's the first time I've never not built furniture. And then today the dining table came and he built it. And I came home and I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. There was only 3 pieces. So it was not complex, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Snaps.
I appreciate it.
Tilo, you're cute. Exactly. Something else.
In my life.
Exactly.
Thinking ahead, being considerate, and it was probably to make you happy. He probably had a lot of mental prep in doing that. Like, I'm gonna make Tilo happy by building this table.
Yeah.
No, I was very appreciative. So.
Oh,
yeah. Good job, Dave. Wow.
Yeah.
We finished the weekend.
Does he get something special? I'm just kidding.
Maybe he might get lucky.
Yeah.
An actual thank you versus what I get. What about you guys? LBM. What gets you in the mood?
Jake is, compared to other guys, Jake's pretty good. He cooks for me most nights, and that he does plan ahead. That's like the only thing he can plan ahead.
He has to. And he is a good cook. He does make good food.
Yeah, and he enjoys it, and he's always like waiting for that thank you. Like, did you like it? He's like very inquisitive. Did you like it? I tried this time, and so like he does that very well. Yeah, and sometimes like T-Cha too. Like I appreciate because he's maybe like Michael. He has to like do something right away and not wait. And so one of my complaints is that like we don't really get to spend time together because it's all like mom and dad doing tasks. And I definitely will take the time to sit back and watch like 90 Day Beyonce or just watch
Good for you.
Something.
We need to talk more about that, Issa. I didn't realize that you guys were actually watching it.
So I just want him to like lay next to me. I'm a cuddler. I just need like some contact. Yeah. And so when he does do that, it's nice and special, even though I know in his head, it's probably like, I gotta get all these things done. Thank you, Jake.
No, you know what? I still remember whatever party it was where he made the chorizo clams with the white wine sauce and the butter. Dead. It was so good.
That was the bone marrow party.
Oh, was it? Oh, God.
Yes.
That was a great.
Was I not there?
Delicious pie.
Were you in SF still?
I think so.
Oh.
Oh, that's a bummer. You'll have to make it again.
We should do a redo here.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, let's do that.
Also, bone marrow is much more affordable when you go to the grocery store and you're like, hey,
Fire
butcher,
it in the oven.
can we just have all the bones you're going to throw away?
Yeah.
Much better price.
I'm down. What's your LBM, Ticha?
Oh man. So I was just thinking about it. I think I have 2 currently. One, when he's super engaging with my parents, which can be really hard, but like
really nice.
Yeah, when he's really nice and like really getting into the conversation, really working hard, because it's like there's a language barrier there, right? And plus, like, you know, my parents like to only talk about 3 things, so it's like really, really elaborating on those 3 topics. I can see how hard he's trying, and that's a real turn on. And then like when he is with the 2 kids just like effortlessly. Like I'll be in class for 3 hours and I'll come out expecting to see like chaos everywhere. But like, no, like one is strapped to him. He's vacuuming and like Kennedy's just happily like, you know, tagging along with her vacuum. It's like, it's so harmonious. And it's so wonderful.
And those are the moments. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the moments. Yeah. It's nice.
That is really nice.
They all have their moments, good and bad. Just
Yeah,
like
that's
us.
why we're with
people,
them, right?
We're flawed and we're people. We're just like
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I'm sure if they hosted an episode, we'd hear a lot about ourselves too.
Oh my God.
I mean,
I really want them to.
Glenn always says that, like, he's like, well, why do you always get mad at me? I don't get mad at you. And I was like, get mad at me. If there's something to get mad at me for, get mad at me. Bring it on. Tell me, communicate it. I would love to hear it. He probably doesn't like that, like when I get like that. Because he thinks I'm like being like too competitive. Sometimes he'll tell me not to lawyer him, even though it's like I'm not even speaking about the law. So whatever. but he's great. I love you, Glenn. If you're listening to this.
I was actually really impressed. I was really impressed with him this weekend in terms of like how much he knew about your job and what you were doing and like who you brought on, and like he was just talking at the same rate as you were about like everything you're doing. I was just really impressed.
Oh, thank you. I did not know that. That means a lot to me. That is an LBM. Yes.
He's a happy
great.
ending.
Yeah.
It's a happy ending.
Yeah. All right, ladies, that was a lot of fun and very necessary. I hope you could all commiserate and or learn something from this very thought-provoking episode. And to our listeners, if any of you have any LBKs or LBMs that you feel need to be discussed, please share. We want to know. We need to talk about this. And I think this will instill more appreciation in our own lives and in our partners. We here at TikTok, I said TikToks. Glenn always says that like we should have like TikToks, but I always get that messed up. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, we're here at TikToks aim to reflect and empower women on subjects that matter most to us and have fun while doing so. And that was really fun. Thanks, girls. Be a part of our family and get a sense of how we and other women survive and thrive in this world by following us on Instagram at TITT_talks and getting on our email subscriber list. The link is in the bio. Review us on iTunes or email us suggestions at tit.talks@gmail.com. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Happy season